A few weeks ago, I released a video showing off my entire driveway collection, and you guys absolutely loved it, but you kept asking me in the comments if I could rank the cars, if I could rate them out of 10, which one's my favorite, what do I enjoy driving the most? That's what we're gonna do today. But of course, this list changes pretty much every month. If a new car comes in, it's nice and high on the list. If I get a bit bored of it, it drops down the list. Now, it's really important. I'm not gonna rank the cars based on being the most exotic, being the fastest, the most expensive. I am merely gonna rate the cars based on which ones I enjoy driving the most and which ones I would miss if I didn't have them. P.S. I think you might be surprised and maybe upset when you see what number one is. But first of all, an honorable mention, because some amazing cars did not make it into the top 10 list. One example of which is the Aventador SVJ. You guys probably just think I'm being an arsehole, but I genuinely do not really enjoy driving that car. And it's the first example of how some amazing cars that are good investments, look amazing, very fast, just simply don't make the top 10 because I genuinely don't want to drive them. But let me know if you think I've made any mistakes. Comment below how you would reorder the entire collection. Let's get on to number 10. So starting off at number 10 is this, the 1989 Peugeot 205 GTI. Now, I know a lot you're going to ask, so I'm going to tell you. I paid 8.6k for this, and I believe that it's worth somewhere in the region of 12 to 15,000. So far, so good. It's been a pretty good investment. It's an absolutely incredible car to own. Aside from the fact that the sound system is absolute dog, it is genuinely quite enjoyable to spend time in. It's very comfortable, super driver friendly, other than the fact, again, that the gear changes are like a full journey. I actually really enjoy driving it. And the nice thing about this is that it's not that expensive. And I feel like I could give it to a friend and the entire time they would drive it, they'd have a smile on their face, which is ultimately what this list is all about. The reason why it's number 10 is because it is only like 100 horsepower. And as much as it's cool, it's a 205 GTI. There are some cooler things on the drive, but this has been an absolute pleasure to own. Now, up next at number 9 was initially this, the M2 Competition Stage 2 Club Sport Spec. But yesterday, something happened that has meant we've changed the plan, and this has fell off the list. Yesterday, we went to Kerbera Sprint Course, and I took out the Formula X Turbo. This completely changed the way that I look at this car because it was something that was cool to look at on the drive. You know, it's hung out in there. You guys have seen it before on the channel. We've never done anything with it. But yesterday, I drove it, and for the first time ever, I truly experienced what this is like to drive. And it's super thrilling, the pinnacle of fun on track. And for me, at the moment, it's in number 9. It may be that it's just overrated right now because yesterday was so recent, but right now, that's how I feel, and that's what this is all about. For those that are wondering, this cost me around £11,000. I've had it valued, it's somewhere in the region of 13 to 15,000, so we could be up a little bit. The troubling thing with this is trying to sell it. But the reason that this is stuck at number 9 is because it's a nuisance. It's quite a lot of effort to actually go out and drive it. I can't just hop in it and head onto the road. And unlike other race cars that we have, it's quite challenging to even live with at the circuit. It's an absolute nightmare. So that's why it's stuck at number 9, despite how fun it is. But if you like seeing cars that are being used in the collection and you like somebody who has a collection and actually uses it and has fun with it, please subscribe because a lot of effort goes into these videos and I'm really trying to make this content work. And up next at number 8 is this, the Porsche 911 993 Turbo in the original GT Silver. This is an absolute beauty. The iconic silhouette of this never gets old. I walk out the office and just see this silhouette sat there. I don't think I'm ever going to get bored of that. I think it's one of the most beautiful cars, and in this condition, it is absolutely pristine. It's a great investment. We paid £154,000 for this. Right now, I honestly think it's worth £200,000. So it's been a great investment too, and it's absolutely thrilling to drive. A car of this age should not be this capable. This was the pinnacle of performance at the time, probably the best car of its era. And in at number 7 is equally as good of an investment. This has been an absolute pleasure to own in more ways than one. This is the M4 GT4 Evo. It's the F82 uprated version of the original with the Evo when it went back to the factory to basically get uprated to the most modern race technology that this car can have. This is my race car. It's in the top 10 because of its sheer driving ability. It is so fun to be in this driver's seat. It sends me into a completely different world. I'm at total peace on track. It's incredibly capable when it's set up. When you've got the wrong tire on, it's a little bit playful. It can be a little bit frustrating. You can go Kylie Minogue spinning around a little too often and it makes it quite unpleasant. But when you get the tire set up right, you know, you're on slicks in the warm, you're on wets in the wet, this thing is on rails. It is so capable, and for me, it just takes me to a world of total peace. When I drive that Formula X on circuit, it's nerve-wracking. When I drive this on circuit with the right setup, I'm genuinely at peace. It just takes me away from the chaos. I feel like I'm just flying. You know, in the F1 movie when he mentions he's flying, that is the only way I can explain it. An absolute pleasure. And as I said, it was an amazing investment. We paid £70,000 for this. I had this valued a couple of days back with all of the condition firstly, because this hasn't ever really been in an accident. So with the condition of this, along with the spares package and that, this has been valued to sell at £130,000. So 60k up on where it was. The reality is it won't sell for that because selling these things aren't exactly easy, and of course people don't always pay market value, but nonetheless this has been a great investment, and that's why it's in at number 7. Little side tip, if this had comfort and sound and I could drive it on the road, it would contend for number 1. So we are now at number 6, and the car that belongs at number 6 is indeed this. The 400 horsepower, 725 kilo, 2-litre red top hybrid turbo swapped Vauxhall Nova. This thing has been an absolute game changer for me. I have gone on an emotional roller coaster with this thing, and it's probably the reason why it's in the top 10. Yes, it's hilarious that it's super fast and it'll pull away from the 991 GT3 RS, but that's not just the reason that it's here. The main reason that it's in the top 10 is because of the journey that it's taken me on. You know, it's made me realize that I don't need to spend £650,000 on an expensive supercar, hypercar in order to enjoy it and to feel like the car is just what I want to spend my day in. This can cost me £5,000, and it brings all that performance, all that joy, and all that emotional engagement is the way I'm going to put it, because when you pull off against something that's far more expensive, when you pull into a car park and people just come up and say, this is so cool, man, you know, I used to have one of these. That's the wholesome engagement and what the car community is all about. And the best thing about it, I've already been offered 15,000, so I'm going to go ahead and say that it's worth 200% more. I think this car's worth 15k. So that for me is why it's at number 6. Let me know in the comments, if you could never sell it, would you take the Nova or would you take the SVJ? Because I think you know what I'm going to take, but I'm interested. What would you take? You can't sell it, so the value doesn't matter. Which one would you choose to drive? So if that last entry shocked you a little bit, then wait until you hear what we have in the top 5, because I think you guys are going to be really quite upset with me. Heading into the top 5, number 5 is this, the Urban Range Rover SVR. The reason this is so high on the list is because it does everything so damn well. I know you're probably thinking, Liam, this isn't a very exciting car. Why is it in the top 5? There's way more exciting things that you've already put below it on the list. And that would be true, only those cars don't offer the sheer versatility that this car offers. You've got extremely comfortable ride height. You've got a very practical car. It sounds incredible. It's actually pretty fast. Meridian Pro is probably the best sound system. And more importantly, and this is probably why it's on the list, I got it for my dad, which is quite a cool thing for me. You know, I grew up with very little money. I wasn't able to kind of grow up around these nice cars. I wasn't able to do these nice things for my family. And so for me, this was one of the first chances that I got to give back in a materialistic, tangible way, you know, and giving this car to my dad was something that I'll never forget. So in that sense, this car means more to me, and that's maybe why I'm pushing it higher on the list than it deserves. It's no higher because it depreciates like fuck. I paid 65, it's worth 45, and it's a bit of a boat. Other than that, honestly, this car's a great all-rounder. So number 5, I think, is well deserved. Car number 4 is actually twofold because we kind of have two of them. We've got the 991 GT3 RS and another car that I should probably have parked next to it because it just makes more sense. So come on, let's go. This is the 992 GT3 RS, the other half of number 4 in the list. The reason why I've got them together is because they are the same level of enjoyment for me, but they're just totally different in doing so. This is visually a lot better. Like, it just looks way cooler. It's a bigger, more aggressive spoiler. It's a nicer light bar. I think the color scheme, actually no, the color scheme's not cooler, but visually the car itself is. However, the 991, it's actually a bit of a better driving experience, to be honest. I think that's actually more fun to own in the sense of driving it. I just love how this looks. So that's why they're joint, and they're the same car, right? GT3 RS. It's not higher on the list, and the reason for that is that there's just something that it's missing, and I don't know what it is, but there is something missing from this car. And I don't know whether it's the ability or whether it's the fact that it's so capable that it doesn't bring that playful nature of unpredictability. I don't know what it is. I feel like I'm a bit lost for words right now, because for some reason, it's not a car I choose to drive over the other stuff on the drive. But I don't know why, because it should be. But it's firmly at number 4. Okay, we are into the top 3. Number 1's getting close, and I'm getting nervous about showing you guys, but we're cool for now, because we're just at number 3. This is number 3. the Mitsubishi Lancer Evo 6 Tommy Makinen edition. I think one of the reasons why this car is so high on the list is because it's so fresh. It's literally been here 1 week and I haven't really driven it all that much yet. So the excitement is peaking right now. I'm just gassed to get out on the road. But of the little driving experience that I have had in this, it played both characters. When you relax, it's quite comfortable. It's just a pleasant, easygoing manual car. And that in itself is quite a nice driving experience. But then when you really give it some, this has got ultimate thrill. It's so capable and so excitingly capable as well. And for the age of it, it really is quite an iconic car. You can see why it's so nostalgic and why people love it so much. I think one of the nice things about this car as well is that it's a great investment. I paid $34,000 for this just this week, and I've already had it valued at £50,000. And bear in mind, this thing goes into the US market soon because we're surpassing the 25-year threshold. So it's probably going to be worth 60, 70 in coming years. We may even double our money on this car if I keep it long enough. In at number 2 is the 488 Pista, probably the car that I've bonded with the most for the longest time. I've had this car for a number of years now. We picked this up on a dual car collection with the 812 Superfast way back over a year ago in 2024. For me, this car is a firm number 2 because it is so capable, so enjoyable. It's an absolute eyegasm to look at. Everything about it is pretty much bang on. There isn't much about this car that really lets it down, and surprisingly, it's actually pretty comfortable. The sound system it will do, there's not really anything that lets it down. And the nice thing about it is that it's actually a pretty good investment as well. I think this car long term could potentially track up and follow the 458 Speciale. I paid £290,000 for this, which I think I could probably get all of that back right now, even with all the miles that I've done driving around Ireland doing the NC 500. But what's really interesting is if I take away the miles that I did on that long road trip and actually put it back to the miles that it was before then, this car would be worth £330,000 market value today. So that trip cost me £40,000. Now, it was good memories, but do you know how many dingers £40,000 is? I think it kind of sets the scene of what I was getting at earlier with the Nova, where it's like, you don't need to spend that much money to have a great experience. And actually what I've kind of realized is that that's the main problem with these expensive cars. Maybe we just need more dingers. And finally, at number 1, my current top 1 car in the entire fleet, sorry to say it guys, it is this. The Porsche Taycan Turbo S Cross Turismo. I know, I can already hear you all in the comments. I'm as pissed off as you are. I don't want this to win either. But the honest truth, guys, is that it is just simply the best. Excluding the resale value and the fact that it doesn't really have any sound, this thing is better than everything at everything. It's 2.3 seconds to 60, nearly 1,000 horsepower, extremely comfortable, very nimble, easy to drive around town. It's got a Bose sound system, which competes with that Meridian in the SVR, might even honestly be better. It's pretty practical, it's cheap to run, and it looks absolutely amazing. I find it quite hard to say that this car belongs anywhere but number 1. I know it's a controversial winner, but I have to be honest, we're not ranking the best toy or the best sound. We're ranking the best all-rounder that I'm happy to drive every single day, and the one that I would miss if I didn't have it. And I gotta be honest guys, if this wasn't on the drive, I can speak for both Cam and myself. Cam, my business partner who we share the fleet, we would really miss this thing, because when you need a car to just jump in and go, or you want something that's just reliably gonna get you A to B comfortably at a quick speed, very nimbly, this is that car every single day. 7 days a week I could drive this. I'm never getting bored of it. The only thing that bugs me about this is that I drive it often knowing that I paid £140,000 for this. And in today's market, a car of this spec with this mileage is worth probably 75, nearly 50% down. God damn it. I know a lot of you guys are going to ask in the comments, so I may as well get it out right now. On the cars that we made money on, all of the fleet except the Taycan and SVR basically, we made around £120,000 when you compare the purchase price to today's market price, which sounds great, but that SVR and Taycan lost us £85,000 just in themselves. And I think when you factor in the fact that it does cost a lot of money to sell cars, you don't ever really get the true market price, we're probably at break even. And I think that's generally the story with cars. You know, sometimes you can make a little bit of money on the asset. All the running costs associated with this fleet are going to eat into any perceived profit that we may have anyway. So with that in mind, it seems logical to buy a bunch of dingers. And speaking of which, guys, there's a couple of cars that are on my mind right now. I'm looking at Codsworths, I'm looking at an E30. There's a few things that I want to bring to the fleet. Let me know in the comments, what are your top 3 in the current fleet, and what are we missing that we need to buy next?
Everybody, the bottom line. I'm a black intellect, but I'm refined. We precision like the bullet, target bound. Just